Monogam-ish contains content intended for mature audiences. The views expressed here are for entertainment purposes only. Please enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Justina.
And I'm Kenji.
And we're
Monogam-ish.
Welcome to the show.
I know, this is our first road show.
Road show in
hell
Vegas.
yeah.
Oh, wow, we broke
Vegas.
their cherry.
On the road
Yes,
again.
yes, you
We
did.
broke the roadshow cherry.
Yes.
I know.
So today we have the lovely.
Jen and Gabe.
Thanks for having us. Thank
Amazing
you for
couple.
having us.
Amazing
know.
couple that we just met
Oh,
out here.
stop.
And we're best friends already.
Oh my God. Had flown like in the same circle for quite some time.
I
Just never caught up with each other.
Yep.
I think that we may have met once or twice at the ranch, just kind of briefly.
Mhm.
Because you guys just look way too familiar to
Yeah.
I only met the
Well, I
one
remember
time.
the three-piece suit. I
Yeah.
do remember that
Do
going.
you remember the three-piece suit?
That's the wrong outfit. Usually birthday suits, wrong suit, close,
Yes.
but very, very dapper.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
dapper.
I know.
And
I
beautiful,
know.
So.
I know. I don't know. It's just one of those things, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Has to be. Has to
God,
be. You look
I
great doing it, though.
hey,
Absolutely.
yeah. Oh, you better stop.
All right. So let's start with how you guys met.
I'm gonna rattle on, so squeeze my hand if I gotta stop talking. We were living in Southern California. He lived in Rancho Cucamonga. I lived in Paris, which is kind of between Riverside and Palm Springs.
Okay.
And I was dating a guy who worked near me but didn't live near me. And he stopped by my house that afternoon and was like, "Oh yeah, we could be boyfriend and girlfriend, but you live too far away." And I was like, "Did you just call me inconvenient?" So I was like, "All right, see you." Call my girlfriend. She's like, "We're having a girls' night. We're gonna take a couple of our friends out, go have some drinks." And I was like, "Fine." So my girlfriend drives. She likes to bar hop. So she goes,
Okay.
and drove 45 minutes away to Rancho Cucamonga, a place I never would have ever been in my entire life, to a little tiny hole in the wall nightclub bar place I never would have probably even gone to myself. Get there, I proceed to get shit faced. I mean, there's picture proof. I can't find the straws. Like it's a
We
rough
actually
night.
have a picture of the night we met.
Yeah, we do have a picture of the night we met.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so we're having a great time. And for some reason, the driver who liked to bar hop decided she wanted to stay there the whole time, which was awesome because I never would have met him. We would have left.
Oh.
And so, of course, I'm like, "We're the hottest girls here. We need the hottest guys." And I turned around and I was like him.
Me.
And it was him. I pointed at him and it was you and your cousin,
Yeah.
right? And so I start pointing at him. We kind of do this little dancey thing. And the next thing you know, they were hanging out with us the whole night at the table. There were a couple people that were kind of people watching and making fun of. They were having a great
Who
time.
doesn't-
We were
who
having a
doesn't
great time
people watch
watching
that,
them have a
right?
great time.
It's like date night.
Yes,
That's
it was
like
like
one
date
of my
night.
favorite things.
Yes,
People watching.
exactly,
People
exactly.
watching.
So we go to leave, and my girlfriends were like, "Did you get his number?" And I was like, "No. Did you see that guy? That guy's fucking hot. He's not gonna call me. I'm not. No, that was a great night. I'm good. You know." She snatches my phone and runs back in the club. I'm like, "Oh my God." So I'm in the car waiting. She comes back out and she's like, "Did he text you?" And I was like, "No, he didn't." And I hear this, "Yeah, I did." And I turn around and this guy's coming out of the club pulling cell phones out of his pocket. I was like, "Oh my God, he's a drug dealer." Like
Oh
this.
my God. Oh my God.
They were work phones.
Was it selling drugs?
It
Was
wasn't.
selling
No,
drugs?
it was work phone.
They
It
were
was
work
his
phone.
work phone. But I was
Everything.
like, great. So we started texting that night. That was the beginning of October. We've been pretty much inseparable. We became boyfriend and girlfriend on Halloween. We moved in together on Thanksgiving. So we've been together for
wow.
12 years, literally since the day we met.
Wow.
That is so.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
crazy. I mean,
We'll have,
I
to,
know.
we'll have,
I
we'll have
know.
to show
But
you the
I-
picture,
I know.
too.
but
We'll
I
have to show you
forgot
the
the
picture.
best part. When I got out of the car to go in the club, I was like, and back then I was kind of religious, and I was like, God, I have dated some really shitty motherfuckers. Like, I need somebody who's gonna love me the way they want to be loved. That's gonna let me love them the way that I want to love them, and is gonna can he be cute? Can I please have a cute one this time? And I got him. So
Hell yeah.
Try.
you
I
know,
try.
some prayers are answered. Just saying, some prayers are answered.
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah.
So-
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Were you guys, either one of you, had you dabbled in the lifestyle prior to meeting each other?
She
I
had
had. Well, you had two. I think you had done some threesomes
some
and
threesomes
stuff.
in the
Nothing
past, but
really.
nothing part of like the lifestyle
Yeah,
that you would
and
consider now.
Mhm.
I think at that point I didn't realize it was a lifestyle. It's just I'm bisexual and I've had girlfriends and I've had boyfriends and once in a while a boyfriend tries to get a threesome going and it just never worked out and so I just never even realized it was a lifestyle. And then I think that's when we kind of got into it was we were talking about my past and how I'd had a girlfriend. I think threesome hit his head and he was like, "Oh, wait, are we okay with this?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And he's like, "Well, who would you pick?" And I said, "Well, we've got this one friend that I think is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. That'd be the first person if we're going to do it together. I'd trust her. She's also bisexual. I know she's familiar with respect and all that kind of stuff." And that was kind of the beginning of it being more official.
Oh.
And that was
Kind of I mean, we don't know I don't know the terms necessarily,
Yeah.
but more like a polyamorous thing. She actually lived with us.
we were living
Oh,
together for
wow.
many
Quite some
years.
time,
Okay.
Yeah, we're still
okay.
best of friends, and we still get together all the time. And I think it was a great thing for us. It was it introduces some things when you're kind of new to a relationship anyway. I think at the point were we even married at that time? Yeah, I think we were married
I
already.
think we were, yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of how it started 8,
And it
9
just
years ago.
snowballed into,
Wow.
the swapping, and then, just basically being part of the lifestyle and
Yeah.
actually wanting to do parties at the house. It's gone
Yeah,
that far.
finding
Which
our
you've
way.
been to
Yeah.
the house for the
Yeah.
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you guys started like at the clubs and stuff like that, like going to the clubs.
When we had the girlfriend, that's when we
Yes.
started attending the ranch. The ranch was the first time that we had ever actually been to a lifestyle club.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that was in Colorado, which was about 6 years ago.
Yeah. Well, we've done a couple in a couple of those states we had tried through
But it-
different websites and stuff, and then we got there and we're
Mhm.
like, this is an old stripper bar, and it's really
Minneapolis had
weird,
one that was weird.
and everybody's like 3 times our age, and I can't have alcohol. Not gonna work for me.
Well, we were-
that's, you know.
We were on Cassidy too, but once you go, to the East Coast, they use SD.
Something.
It's like
It's,
another
uh,
profile
Yeah,
site.
different
like,
websites and
Yeah,
stuff.
like SLS or
Yeah,
something.
SLS and
SLS.
Something
yeah,
like
all
that.
of those.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's hard to try to find the right types of places that you really want to go without
Mhm.
already knowing people, because you have to know people to kind of get the right kind of crowd that you want to be in.
Right.
We had
Right.
that happen in Colorado as well. We were going to the ranch, and then we went to a different party across from Mon Chalet in that little tiny place. We got there, and that was the first time we'd ever experienced clicking-ish. Like it was like
Yeah.
nobody would even talk to us. And we're like, this
Oh,
is
wow.
a club full of swingers, and you say hi to somebody, and it's like walking down the street, and they're like, what do you want?
It was a weird.
I'm just trying to say hi.
Yeah, we've
you
had a
know?
couple weird experiences.
Yeah,
with places.
so but all in all, I mean, the
Interesting.
ranch really kind of gave us an opportunity to meet new people, have some friends, kind of explore different things that we weren't even aware were
Mhm.
considered lifestyle, things that we consider normal. I think we're just like, oh, okay, so this is not normal for people. Okay, we get that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But just kind of finding our groove and what we like and what we don't like, and we kind of have a rule that we'll try anything once, twice if we really like it, right?
Mhm.
And so as we explore things that maybe we aren't sure we're going to be okay with, we try it once. If we don't like it, we don't do it again,
Yeah.
but at least we get an opportunity to, the whole thing is I do it so that he's happy. He does it so that I'm happy, and we do it so we're happy together.
Mhm.
And it makes for incredible sex afterwards because, for me, I get to sit down and ask all the questions if he plays by himself. And I'm like, well, what did you like that she did? What did you like that she, didn't like that she did or whatever. And then
Mhm.
I get to show him why he came home to me, and so
Right.
it just makes it that much more enjoyable and sexy. And, he always comes home to me. So
What would you say your guys' guidelines and rules are amongst each other? It sounds like you play both together and separately.
Right.
Mhm.
I don't think that we have any guidelines.
yeah, nobody plays without first talking to the other person.
Mhm.
So like
Okay.
if he meets somebody on the strip, he can't just take off with them. It's
yeah,
more like we
there's
have to talk
respect-
about it,
of
respect.
course.
Right.
I have a preference that we like to meet. If it's a single person, we meet them. If it's a couple, even if it's just playing with, if one of us just playing with the partner, we
Mhm.
meet them together.
Together.
So
Mhm.
everybody's on the same page. There's no disrespect. I'm
Right.
huge on respect and communication. And so for me, it's just making sure that everybody's on the same page. And then, a lot of times we'll send a text to the person that they're playing with and say, hey, here's kind of, just a reminder. Here's what we think is cool. I think now we have to start setting some time limits because this guy will just go and go and go and go. And I'm like, you've been gone for like 9 hours and I miss you a lot. Can you come home? Like, so,
Hey, it is what it is. It is what
really
it is.
as long as there's respect and communication, again, we're open to try just about anything.
Right.
And
I am, however, straight. So there's outside of
Yeah.
that. Outside of that,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we.
Gotta definitely
Yes,
get that in.
definitely,
I know.
definitely.
I know.
And that's actually one of the questions we usually first ask is your sexual orientation.
Yeah.
So you do consider yourself bi.
yes.
Okay. And both.
And honestly, I think before I met him, I was probably ready to just be straight lesbian because I was just,
this is getting weirder and weirder by the moment.
Someone, we're twinsies.
Yes.
see, I'm telling you.
So when I met Kenji, I had a fake wedding ring on, but I had told my sister, like, I think I'm done with men.
Mhm.
Like, fuck men. They're assholes. I'm tired of the cheating. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of being their fucking mom.
Mhm.
Like, I'm over this shit. Fuck men.
Mhm.
And I had a fake wedding ring on that night, and it was kind of a random ass thing, like what
Mhm.
you guys, how
Never
you
should have
guys
happened.
met.
Never would have happened in normal circumstances.
Never,
Yeah.
never a place that I would have gone.
Mhm.
I'm always
Interesting.
like a downtown Denver girl,
Mhm.
but we were looking for someplace close for like a last minute little extra bachelorette party for the people that came in town for my sister's wedding
Mhm.
that weren't here for the first one.
Right.
So we end up going out to this like little club
Mhm.
in
it's-
Westminster up on a
Oh yeah.
like
it was Lodo's.
Okay.
But it was the Lodo's up in Westminster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like a little sports bar and it turns
Mhm.
into a dance club at night.
Yeah.
Think we've been there.
Never,
Think we've been there.
never would have been there in my whole entire life.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I usually have my kids this night, and it was weird because like everything just worked out.
aligned.
My brother
Uh-huh.
fucking he goes out this night, and I was like, dude, you're going out? Can I go with you? And he's
Right,
he's just like,
stars aligned.
well, he's just like, oh fuck, you don't have your kid? Let's fucking go! Like,
Yeah.
come on, man, you know?
That's awesome.
So fucking rando.
That is awesome.
So rando.
That's awesome.
Came in, saw her right away.
Mhm.
It was like that. It was just the energy,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Well, you
And-
can't miss the looks either.
Yeah.
Come on,
Oh,
let's
I
be
know.
honest.
Oh god.
Dropped in.
She had this fucking hot pink skirt on. I was all, fuck yes.
Yes.
He literally-
Times two.
Okay.
Two,
Two.
please. Check now.
Okay.
Check, please. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you. She was like, yeah, oh yeah, I had that fake wedding ring on. Didn't even fucking notice.
Yep.
Alright.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
Fuck
It didn't
So
matter.
she's all during the conversation. She's all trying to pull it off. And how long have you guys been together now?
Almost about the same time you have. We've
Yeah.
been together for
11
11
years.
years.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
11 years.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Our littlest just turned 13. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
you know,
Awesome.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't have kids together. I do have a daughter, 19. Just found out I'm gonna be a grandfather.
Yeah. Found out on my birthday when I'm
Found
gonna
out
be
on her
grandma.
birthday.
Oh.
And then
hey,
I have two of my
congratulations.
own that are
Thank you.
21, and my oldest will be 26 in July.
All girls. We have all
All
girls.
girl.
all girls.
Oh, we have all
wow.
boys.
I
You're so
know.
lucky.
5
I know.
boys.
This is weird. It's
know.
like a mirror, but the other side
Right.
of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So I had 3. She had 2.
Mhm.
Mine were every other year, and hers just happened to fit
Right in
those
the middle, right? Yeah.
every other years. And so now they're just at the end of the year, everybody's in a row.
Yep.
Like it
One right
but
after
no,
the
yeah,
other.
dude, and birthday fucking suck. You know,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's like boom, boom,
Boom,
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Christmas, but you
Yeah.
know,
Uh-huh.
you're
Oh, we
like,
have-
come on.
We've got January, February, April, May, June, July. The only one we're missing is February. No, March.
March.
Yeah, March is the
We
only
have
one.
birthdays
we're
every
missing.
month too.
Between the
Yeah.
kids and parents, it's every
Yeah.
month.
Love it.
Yeah, it's
Love
pretty
it.
ridiculous. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
So, do your kids know that you're in the lifestyle? They're adults, so I'm assuming
Um,
they're.
I wouldn't say that they know partake, but I think that they know that we're not normal. Well, they would
Yeah.
put the guidelines on today.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
that for the most part, our youngest, my daughter, probably has an idea that we're open. I mean, our girlfriend was living with at the same time. I don't think we hit it, but at the same time, we weren't like, hey, that's our girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense. Kids are smart nowadays, so I'm sure
Mhm.
that they.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
don't think
they
I've ever
grab.
sat down to have the talk with them about it, but I'm a nudist by heart, so I think that they are just used to, mom's just a little bit out there already.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
We're obviously very super social.
You had a
and
conversation or joking conversation about OnlyFans with
oh
your youngest
yeah,
daughter
so
too, right?
our middle daughter, when COVID hit, she was talking about her girlfriend had an OnlyFans and she was doing cooking shows and stuff, and she's like, "Yeah, mom, it's not all about porn." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, I have one." And it was like dead silence for a second. She's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yes, I have an OnlyFans."
Just don't
and
look at it.
But don't ever go out there. And but so we've had some talks, and then I think our youngest, she might be bisexual, maybe bi-curious, because we know she's made comments about women before. My youngest, our middle, is definitely, she's had girlfriends, and my oldest, I think, is about as straight as they go, but she's kind of out there in her own little way, and
She's
you
probably
know,
the most antisocial out of all.
Yeah,
Because we're
she's
pretty loud and
super
so
shy
yeah, we are, but
and-
she's more conservative, just
yeah.
likes to do her own thing, which is fine.
Yeah, she's they're pretty amazing. We have a chef, one's in computers like me, and then the youngest one is in restaurants and retail. So
Love it.
yeah,
Love
we got
it.
amazing.
And then
We're
That's
lucky, very
awesome.
lucky.
That is awesome.
With family members, my brother knows. My brother definitely knows. We have a
he's
cousin that knows too.
Older or younger
Older
brother?
brother.
My older brother. I'm
Okay.
sure my younger brother probably caught on as well, but our buddy, which is a DJ, it's Illis Rich. You
Yeah.
could go find him out. He does a lot of the events for Luxurious Lifestyles. He does the Avian Awards.
Yeah, he's the avian music
Oh,
director.
nice.
So
So
we've
he's the
traveled
original
with him
fish
several
affiliate.
places, but he basically my brother befriended him and
Through us.
through us because I took him to the Avian Award show, which we had backstage passes. It was fucking amazing.
Oh
When
my
you do,
God.
when you do it like that, it's absolutely perfect. And so yeah, I'm sure my brother. It's one of those things again. I don't think we necessarily put it out on blast. There's not a billboard, but it's kind of a.
Well, the running joke is that I can pick up hotter chicks than he can. So I'm pretty sure the
Ah.
family's figured
Oh, yeah.
out.
Oh,
All
yeah.
day,
No.
all day.
Right?
Best that way.
Right?
It's best that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But dude, no matter what the fuck I wear, it does.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I could have
Take
any
us to a
fucking
strip
thing.
club.
Dude, and
yeah.
dude, right
It's
there.
over.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right
Right.
there. She could have a
Absolutely.
fucking burlap sack on,
Mhm.
and they're all boom. Hey, how you doing?
Yes. I
Instead of
love
trash
those
bags.
pics.
Walk on the trash bag. I'm
Yeah.
so sexy.
sexy sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
I'm awesome.
Sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, yeah.
And my mom knows I have an OnlyFans, and that was an interesting conversation because my mom was, I'm from the South, and so it's very conservative. Although it's funny, when I grew up, she used to suntan naked outside. We'd go to the little rivers and stuff like that, and so she's very conservative when there's people around. But I think for the most part, she probably doesn't really care. And we joke about it once in a while, but I don't think we really honestly care if anybody knows because they're not paying our bills, they don't live our life.
Right.
They're not involved in our relationship.
Right.
For the most part, and we've been very successful in our relationship the way it is, so why change it? And I don't care what anybody else's opinion is because they don't have to live our life.
Doesn't matter.
I love it.
Yeah.
It really doesn't
I
matter.
love
I mean, we
it.
love them, and we hope that they love us regardless of our choices, but we've had family members that have come out gay, and it was pretty hard for some of the family to accept it. Now it's a little bit easier, I think, and they're all
With
getting
time,
used to it.
it's
The more
changing.
the more of them
Yes,
that we end up,
yes.
because obviously he's Mexican, we've got a huge family, and so the more
It's a given, right? I got 17 cousins.
The more that the kids grow up and some come out either as gay or bisexual, I think that the family is just realizing that there's nothing wrong with it.
Right,
And
it's
so,
normal.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
our situation is slightly
And-
different because it's within a married couple that
Mhm.
I'm not just straight. And so that might be, but it's not my family. It's his family. If they don't like me, I don't care. You
Okay.
know? I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
I married him for his family. That's my joke. When we get divorced, I get to keep them. But if they don't want me, that's fine. I can find, I got my family, my
You
own
got to
family.
think about
so-
this in this regard as well. Are they going to stop loving us because of that? Probably not. They're going to have some judgments and they're past some judgment at the same time. I mean, it's still
Mhm.
family.
They
I mean,
do that anyway. You
Right.
guys are buying
Mhm.
cars that are too expensive, or you're spending too much money on shit. Whatever. They judge us anyway. Who cares?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
You're not in my bedroom. You better not be in my bedroom. You're not in my OnlyFans. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, right? Right?
my
God.
OnlyFans, don't be in my DM.
Don't be in my
Don't be,
DM.
please,
in my DM.
please don't.
You will get deleted real fast.
So you guys dabble in so much stuff. Do you
Yes.
you started doing parties in Colorado, correct?
Yes.
Well, this is the thing. When
We
we,
did
were
a couple.
we were hosting. We became a host on Cassidy, and that's when we started doing it. I'm not sure if you guys were. You've been in Colorado for a long time.
Mhm.
There was the Crockpot party. That was one of our friends that was literally in the same neighborhood.
He was our
Yeah.
neighbor. He was our neighbor
Same-
in the same HOA, in the same
Mhm.
neighborhood. He had moved in after us. We had already started, and we were actually had all of our parties scheduled for the rest of the year. And
It's some smaller events. They weren't that big. Something you saw like at the Memorial Day party, but he went above and beyond that.
yeah, and it
And-
got to the point that the
Yeah.
neighbors were pulling out their trash bans to block people from parking in the street, which is an HOA violation. So all those people who were trying to stop him actually got in trouble.
Became a
And
shit show.
they started, the HOA called a secret meeting for certain people in the streets, started blocking how many people you could have in the house, how many people you could have at your house, all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
And so
gosh,
we
yeah.
immediately had, and then the other thing too was,
And we're in the Meadows, which is very conservative in the first place. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
and
yeah,
so the other
gosh.
thing too was some of the people that were running some of the swingers clubs were kicking people out if they were throwing parties because I guess they were considering competition, and we didn't want to lose the rights to go, so we just
Wow.
stopped everything.
Well, also at the same point, the
Really?
guy that was
Yeah.
doing the crockpot parties, he lost his job. They kicked him out of the house.
Yeah, it was
Like,
nationwide
just-
news.
we're like,
Nationwide news.
we don't need to be a part of this right now.
Yeah.
So we just kind
Right.
of took a step back and kind of limited ourselves for a little bit there.
Yeah,
And then
it was,
we
and we
moved.
just we would just have big parties with just friends, and friends could bring friends, but we had to know more than 50% of the people there,
Yeah.
just so
Yeah.
that we felt comfortable. Because then it was really just a party.
Right.
If you guys want to go play in my 1,500 square foot downstairs playroom, by all fucking means, it's there whether you're here or not. So you
Right.
can do whatever you want to, but I'm not throwing it just for that. We throw it because we want to socialize with our friends. You know,
Right.
we don't usually play during parties because we're busy hosting. We're busy making sure everybody else is having fun and making
Mhm.
sure that things are clean and there's, stuff is out and whatever they need. But
I saw you
It's a
the
lot
other
of
day.
work.
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw
it's
I
a lot
saw
of
her
work.
the other day.
Running
and
around.
Everybody's just grooving and everything else, and I'm just like, wait a second, where?
yep.
Jen.
Yep.
I
People
see you
watching,
over there.
making sure nobody's by themselves.
Uh-huh.
Right.
I didn't even get to get in the pool, which was okay.
I
Oh,
think
wow,
I did.
Really?
I think I did.
You were in the pool, yeah. I'm pretty sure I got pictures of that. There's pictures, there's proof. But yeah,
Right.
for us, we just love to hang out with our friends. We love to be around people that have the same kind of vibe and energy. And so those parties tend to be that way. The thing that I love the most about the lifestyle, I think we both love about it, is it's should be the least judgmental people ever.
Right.
It should be. There are still those that judge, and that's cool. I get that. But for the most part, everybody's just there to do their own thing. If
And
I'm not
it's very
bothering you and you're not
accepting.
bothering me, yeah. And
It's
and
very
we've met some
accepting.
lifelong
What you do is what you do.
friends.
What we do is also what we do.
Mhm.
We're
Right.
not here to bash each other. Oh, you don't want to have sex with me? No,
I know.
probably
No.
not. I
No.
mean, that's just
No.
the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
Or bashing your kink and shit. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes I'm all, dude, really?
Yeah.
Like, I know what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you knocking theirs?
Yeah,
Exactly.
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 I'm not sure you really have a whole lot of room to talk.
Yes. Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's really the big kicker for us is that we just get to be around like-minded people, and we have made lifelong friends. You know, we've met people from the very beginning that we're still best friends with, and we see as often as we can. And we don't even play with some of them. Some of them we do. It just, you know, whatever we feel like at the time. And I think that's been the greatest thing for us, is because it gives us a chance to become better friends with us, you know, with each other. So it's just been great.
It strengthens the relationship, I truly believe.
Oh, absolutely.
We've had a lot of friends that have obviously broken up in the lifestyle, but that comes back to the, you know, what are your rules and where's your respect and boundaries
Communication,
at?
respect,
And
yeah.
those boundaries are obviously crossed of those situations, which is, you know, it helps us. It makes us stronger.
Well, it forces people to communicate.
Right.
And a lot of people like to avoid this situation when the truth is if you just talk about it and you figure out where you both stand, you can, you know, sometimes it's 100%, you know, I'm going to give 100% and you don't have to give anything. And sometimes it's 50-50 and sometimes there's just no compromise. It just depends on what it is. But people avoid conversations that are important. And I think that sexual preference and likes and dislikes are extremely important. And, you know, I always joke that for me, it's continuing education. You know, I have
Right.
my lifelong sex partner, but I don't want to get boring. He doesn't want to get boring. We don't want to fall into a rut where, you know, it's like, oh, are we doing this? Like, it's Tuesday at 7:00, isn't it? Yeah, it
Most
is.
relationships are going to break up
Right.
either because of money or sex. You know, you're
Yeah.
sleeping with the fucking secretary, or you know, you're not happy with your sex life at home. So it has made us stronger in our relationship.
Yeah, and like I said, I get to grill him when he gets home. What'd you like? What'd you not like? And then, you know, a lot of times he'll ask permission first, and the girls will let him take video or picture or stuff, and so I get to watch it. So I'm my own little porn, and I get to watch him be a stallion, and you know, he gets to come home to me, and I get to try out some moves, and again show him why he came home to me.
Right.
Why you're
So-
the 12 years in.
That's right.
So how would you say that the lifestyle compares here in Vegas to Denver? Because everybody in Denver thinks, you know, nobody does the lifestyle like Colorado, where it's a huge community. It's really very inclusive. It's, I would say, more of a community than what I've noticed when we visited some of the clubs here.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's more of a, hey, oh, that's your name? You ready to go to the room?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you got to remember too, Vegas is a visit place. People
Yeah,
come here on
tourists.
vacation,
Yeah, that's-
so I think
it
that's a
is.
big change. Like people visit Denver, but when you come here, it's kind of like you're literally coming here for the notch on the headboard type thing. Is what we
Right.
get from the clubs that we go to too. It's like I don't need to know your name. You're hot. Let's go have sex.
Right.
Yeah.
So with the lifestyle in Colorado, I have to say it seems like there's more. You build bonds and
Yeah.
friendships with the people. You know, I mean, like everybody we saw at the party, all these people hang out at the ranch. When you go to parties here, you probably won't even see the same person the next time you go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always changing. It's a constant cycle. Like
And a lot of the clubs here are membership. You have to apply. You have to be accepted. You have to look a certain way. You know, they want to have a certain type of clientele. And so, and a lot of the clubs that are pretty open are very old. They're very run down. They're not attractive. They're not, you know, younger crowds don't want to go.
Right.
You know, it's just, and we've talked about trying to open places here, but it's a very, very hard environment to get into because essentially if you're going to serve alcohol, even if you're not selling it and you have sex, that's a big deal, right? In the
Yeah.
county.
Yeah.
Because we've been looking and doing it for a long time, you
Uh-huh.
know, and so it is very difficult. It's very transient here. And so it's not like there's a large community here, but a lot of them do not go out to clubs.
Okay.
Okay.
They will go to certain clubs, but most of them are just friends and like, hey, you know, we went with a club owner, a couple, and some friends to the Virgin Hotel opening. So we all
okay.
get together and hang out and go places together. We don't necessarily go to clubs
Okay.
together,
Okay.
Okay.
unless it's a clubs that our friends own. But yeah, it's very hard.
Playhouse LV.
Yeah,
You're looking for
Playhouse
spot,
LV is a
that's-
great
that's some
one.
friends of ours. We absolutely love it.
Yep, they're
You're here
great.
in Vegas, you got to check out their event. Yeah, I think that's also one that you have to be pre-approved. Or
Yeah, but they have high class. It's always clean.
Sexy events that they have.
Yeah.
Though,
They're the ones on Cassidy, correct?
Yes,
Correct, yes.
Playhouse
Yep.
LV.
Oh,
Yep.
yep. We've been to a couple of their parties.
yeah.
Is it
Absolutely.
One of our
Playhouse
favorite-
or is it Perfect LV?
No, there's two.
There's two.
Playhouse LV is the membership one. Perfect LV does usually a lot of stuff with the Lexus and some of the other
Mhm.
stuff.
Okay.
We do the
We've done a Christmas
the New
one,
Year's.
a New Year's one with
Yeah.
Perfect LV, but
Yeah.
Playhouse LV, we actually know the people that do
Mhm.
more of a personal connection there. than-
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
Both
a little
are
bit
great
smaller,
events.
so it's it's a room full of probably 50 beautiful people, but
They
everybody
handpick
talks
everybody.
and
They
they come
handpick
in from
everybody.
other
It's-
places and they make arrangements to be there. So everybody's there for a reason. They're all there with the right mindset,
Right.
But pick your nights because there are some nights where if you don't like single guys around, they do allow single guys on certain nights, but everything is all identified. Like before you go and what to expect. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. We've done Perfect LV parties like Alexis Park. We did the New Year's one last year before.
Last year, right before COVID.
Yeah, year before last.
Okay.
Right when COVID first started to hit, we did that. So we were a rooftop, watched all the
Oh, yeah.
fireworks and stuff.
Oh,
So that was
yeah.
great. There's some great club promoters and stuff that do a lot of great events here.
Okay.
But again, the locals sometimes attend, sometimes don't. I think it's more like at that point you kind of get worn out with it because you go see on Cassidy, there's a party, 3 or 4 parties every weekend,
Right.
you know? And so most of the time we just friend up and go out with friends to go either to a party or dinner or something and then, whatever.
Yeah,
So
go from there.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But as far as like the Colorado thing, we really only went to a couple places in Colorado. And it is a large community, but even in Colorado, a lot of people don't go to the same places.
Right.
No.
So it's
It's
and like
spread out.
we've been to Montchelé a couple times, and it was great to get in the hot tub, but after a while, I was
Not
like,
a fan of Montelay, by the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's you just have to kind of pick your have to just kind of pick where you feel
No.
comfortable,
Right.
and
Exactly.
we'll go anywhere with friends,
Mhm.
because we may find a place we love,
Mhm.
Right.
We went to the ranch. Actually, we found it on Cassidy, I think, or something. Somehow we found the ranch and went. And then we met people we were friends with on Cassidy. We had never actually met. And
Oh,
then, now we had people we already knew there,
Put
and
a
they were
face
there all
to
the
the name
time. And
kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
we've met some amazing people and been some great places. But yeah, it's really just personal preference and taste, and literally. And
Mhm.
Two different worlds, though, for sure. I
Mhm.
think that the lifestyle, I mean, it's still the lifestyle, but it very, very different.
yeah.
Oh
Very
yeah.
different.
Oh
I
yeah.
think-
Oh yeah.
I think people coming to Vegas expect it to be over the top, and for the
Right.
most part, it is. But I think it's still pretty calm considering. I mean, I know the parties that we have thrown in, some of the parties that I have planned,
Uh-huh.
and you can't get any more over the top than that. Like it's just
Oh, I
but
believe.
that's the kind of stuff we like to do. Is the stuff you can't just go get every weekend. It has to be a big deal, and we
Mhm.
do parties 3 or 4 times a year, and they're pretty big. And then we've with DJ Ellis Rich, he's known for throwing parties in LA, and so now we're talking about doing like by city.
Oh, love it.
So we do like 2 parties there a year, 2 parties
Yeah.
here a year, and just make big bashes, and
Oh, yeah.
and so that's the kind of stuff that we're looking to do. Things that you don't get. It gets monotonous weekend after weekend
Right.
after weekend.
Oh, I
We need-
believe it,
We'd
huh?
love to travel with you two, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We love
absolutely.
lifestyle
we
travel.
love
yeah.
it. Love it.
And
Yeah,
we're
we
going to have to
do.
set that one up for
Yeah.
sure.
We definitely we just came back from Miami Beach, was fantastic. We're going to Cabo again in October. That's my favorite place because it's all inclusive. It's sexy. It's pretty
The
much
whole
clothing
hotel,
option.
you just
Hotel
walk
is
around
a
naked,
buyout,
it's
Oh,
gorgeous.
and
nice.
I can actually relax. Like that place is
Right.
just
Is
so
it
comfortable
Breathless
to
in
just
Cabo, I think
yeah,
is what it was
Breathless
called.
Hotel in
Breathless in
Cabo.
Cabo was amazing.
Okay. Okay. We're
and-
usually on the other side,
Okay.
Cancun side.
Okay.
Yeah. Been
Air
there too.
Cozumel,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So, it was okay. You
Yeah.
know,
That's what
I-
we thought too.
you know,
It's okay.
it was
Yeah.
okay. It
But
wasn't.
we love that area though.
But
Yeah.
I love that.
Mexico.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I think we just picked the wrong hotel when we went to Cancun, so we'll have to try another one.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Well,
Uh-huh.
it's still not like that.
It's still Cancun. It's
So
still
maybe the
Cancun.
friends will make up for
I'm,
that.
I'm literally saying it's still not like
well,
that.
actually,
Like,
when we go over there, we usually stay in Puerto Morelos, which is a really small town between Playa del Carmen and Cancun.
Cancun.
Okay.
Or we stay on the island on
Mm,
Cozumel.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have to do
Beautiful.
that one time. then,
yeah,
for sure.
We're
yeah.
in.
And
We're
then
in.
we just float up and down, and
Mhm.
hey, what's going on over here? And,
No, I
Going
would
on
never
there.
see that happening. Ever.
you know,
Never.
and
You-
I-
You're
I-
just a homebody. I, don't even
just-
want to be here.
I just, me, I just sit in one spot, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking turtle.
Uh-huh.
A rock.
Just like him.
Yeah.
Just like him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I believe that.
twinsies.
Yeah,
Very
I-
twinsies. I don't have the 3-piece suit, but
This
I'm
is
close.
my face of belief.
It looks really believable.
I second that. It does look believable.
So how did you guys get into lifestyle cruises? Because you guys also do event planning for stuff.
Yeah,
else.
we do all kinds of stuff. So our lifestyle adventures company really is actually, believe it or not, not a lifestyle company. Well, it has the opportunity to be that way, but we have to be very careful because we do work on federal land, and so we have to be very careful about what we do.
Ooh.
Okay.
Some of it is on federal land,
Mhm.
but we do special events. So like we have a party coming up in the end of June. They're renting out our entire house, and it's just going to be a big, huge luau. And so the
Oh,
whole house
wow.
will be done up. We'll have food and
The
everything.
girls on court.
Yeah,
is
do
what
the
it
girls
is.
on court through Cassidy. We're doing their co-ed party this year at our house.
Oh, nice.
And so the whole house will just be available for them. But the lifestyle cruises and stuff, we do some of them with travel companies that already put them on, which is great because then we don't have to work.
Oh yeah.
When we do the parties, as you know, I'm working the whole time. That's just what
Yes,
I do.
yes.
That's what I love to do.
Uh-huh.
but
and
we do-
watching over some people.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
turtle. The turtle.
Yeah. And that was more of trying to take a breath. But no, we do. So we do weddings. We do wine tastings. We do all kinds of different whatever special events somebody might want. And if we can make lifestyle out of it, we do. And we try to segregate. Like we have lifestyle friends that want to do wine tastings. I'm going to set up a special one just for them. And then, everything else would be, because I have to also talk to the staff and be like, you guys going to be okay with the fact that you're probably going to see some topless people. I'm not talking about guys. Things
Right.
get a little weird. If you're okay with it, we'll go. If not, we'll go somewhere else. But it's hard. it's hard to find places that are open to that. Because it's not just staff. It's what other guests are going to be there. If you're not going to book out the entire hotel, you have to have things very segregated, and that was a big thing in Miami. Even some of our friends that are lifestyle event planners as well have the same issue, trying to find places that are accepting of the fact that people are going to be topless, people are going to be sharing hotel rooms.
Right.
It's not a big deal. People do it all the time. We just happen to have a name for it. People go out and
they're hiding it essentially.
yeah,
Exactly.
they slut themselves out every time they come to Vegas. That's what Vegas is known for.
Right.
Yeah.
We have the saying, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas."
Unless
For a
it's in a
reason.
CD.
For a
Unless it's in a
reason.
CD.
It's
That's going with
sex.
you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's sex.
Oh my
Sex is
God.
going to happen in Vegas.
Oh
So
yeah,
the only
right?
difference is we all talk about it before we just get drunk and do
Exactly.
it. So yeah, it's but yeah, that's the hardest part for us, is just finding ways that we can get around, legally do things,
Mhm.
but still make it fun and make people want to come back. That's the issue, or keep coming and coming and coming, as I like to say.
Oh, I love
Coming.
it.
Yeah, I just caught that. I was like, oh, and what?
Yeah.
A little bit more. A little bit
more.
more.
Little bit more, little bit more,
What's-
little bit more,
what's the-
little
what's
bit
the-
more.
This is where you go, right
This
here.
way.
Finger roll. The
This
finger roll.
way.
So
But with actually traveling, that's been something very new for us because of COVID. That we just started
yeah.
opening up for the last year, and we started traveling with other companies.
yeah, and then my main business, I'm a software consulting company, and so I'm doing software projects around the country. And so it's very hard because my stuff has very rigid timelines. I can be like, I'm going to take off 2 weeks to go on a cruise in another country. Doesn't
Right?
usually work
yeah,
for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's been times we have an annual Father's Day trip with the family. There's like 65 family members that go, and there's one rock that gets cell reception, and I'm on that rock working. Luckily now they've
Oh.
put in Wi-Fi in where we go, but it's when we went to Kim and Brian's wedding in Cancun, I worked the whole trip. I was walking around the hotel on cell phone calls, conference calls, working. That's just
Oh,
how I've
wow.
always been.
Mhm.
And so now it's been more about trying to take time away, especially that
Mhm.
sometimes you just have to step away from some stuff, even for just a few days, and kind of regroup and reevaluate
Yeah.
what the priority is at that moment. Work is obviously a priority because it pays for all of our fun.
Right.
But as you said, we have 5, 6, 7 different businesses going at once, and we're investors in other businesses, and there's things that work and things that make us busy, and so we just really try to
We're always on the go.
we try to
Yeah.
stay together and
Yeah.
stay cohesive, and thank God I married my best friend, because I can I can be a bitch, and then he can be like, all right, I'll forgive you, and then he can be an asshole, and I can forgive him, and then we just
Circle
we know
back.
we're really stressed
Mhm.
about X, not this,
Right.
and that's the
Mhm.
key, is saying, I know you're pissy this morning, and that's because of this, 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 and this, but don't worry, we've got it. Everything's gonna work out, and we've been beyond blessed, and
Fuck yeah.
absolutely,
Hell
yeah,
yes.
it's just been. We have
Yes.
such
No
a
fake
tremendous
wedding ring
life.
here.
Yeah. Are you kidding? I'm only his third girlfriend ever.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, I wasn't I wasn't one that was just for dating one girl. Like when I was growing up, having a
Well, look
girlfriend
at him.
seemed like it was
Dude,
more of an issue than why. I just
Why?
go out
Yeah.
and sleep with who I want or do what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Having a girlfriend wasn't on my list.
Yeah.
Were you honest with them all then?
No, probably not. Let's be honest
The
about
first
that.
week he told me,
Probably
the
not.
first week he met me, he called my girlfriend while I'm standing there with him and told me he was taking me to Vegas to get married.
It's a pretty smooth line to use. You have to like
was
somebody,
pretty
I guess.
smooth,
But it could
yes.
definitely hurt someone's feelings still.
Mhm.
We didn't get
Don't
married
use
in
it too
Vegas,
often.
but
Yeah.
we did get married.
Don't use
But
it
yeah,
too
it was
often.
interesting when he introduced me to his family, because we showed up at his parents' house uninvited. They had been drinking a lot, and when they opened the door, there's rose petals up the staircase. And I'm like, we are not supposed to be here. We need to leave. And he's like, nah, they don't care. Trust me, they'll be fine. They were shit-faced drunk. It was fantastic. But he introduced me as his girlfriend, and they're like, girlfriend?
What?
Like, official girlfriend? Like that? Oh my God, please come in. And that was the end of it. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that night I was in the middle of transitioning, because that was in 2008, 2009 when the economy tanked, and I was
Mhm.
losing my job because I was a government employee at the time, and I was looking for a house to rent, and his mom was.
Didn't even pass it by me. She's like, well,
Yeah,
just moving
she's
with
like,
us. And I was
she
like,
goes,
what
I
are you
haven't even talked to my
talking
husband,
about?
but you're gonna live here with me. And I was like, oh no, you're super sweet. And I'm not a big drinker usually, and they had polished some stuff, and they weren't expecting anybody to show up.
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah.
and she's like, no, you're seriously gonna live here. And he's like, well, if she gets to come, I get to come. And that was it. We were there a month later, and then we
Wow.
found an apartment, and I found a new job, and he gave up his friends and life and job and everything, and moved 2 hours away to Santa Barbara with me for a job. And it's like, I tell you, everything in our life just works out. It's amazing.
Always.
Yeah.
It's so
Yes.
amazing.
When it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Well,
Mhm.
Right.
It's because, positive vibes.
Mhm.
You guys give off good energy. always but good people.
And it's
Yeah.
eerily
good,
like
and-
I literally have goosebumps.
I can see them.
At
Uh-huh.
how similar you guys are, because he had very few girlfriends. He, he fucked
Yeah.
a lot of girls.
Yeah, well, that's different.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
They were
but-
friends
yeah.
with girls, yeah.
But same thing. It was just like, well,
Not
I
committed.
don't want to
Not
be
committed.
committed to that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm how young?
You're
I
having
don't wanna
fun.
do that
You're
shit.
having
Don't
fun,
want to.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So he
funny.
really
So
only
funny.
had one other long-term relationship prior to
Mhm.
mine,
Yeah.
or prior to ours, and it's just very eerie how
Mhm,
similar you guys
mhm,
are. The
mhm.
instant that we met, we knew.
oh yeah.
Oh, I know.
Like
know.
we clicked.
Well, we
instantly.
saw each other across the room at the comedy event, actually, right? At South
Right.
Point.
Yes. Yeah.
And we were just like, oh, that's them. Those are our people.
That's them.
Those
Right.
are those are our humans. Those are our
Right.
humans right
Those are
there.
our
So
humans.
And it was so crazy because all of our friends are who brought us together.
yeah.
I mean, Tammy
they're
and
like, how do you
Kim
guys
and
not know each
Brian,
other?
That's
I
what they
know.
kept saying to us. How do you guys know? You guys are gonna love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tammy was like, "Oh, my boy Gabe and my boy Kenji."
Uh-huh.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
gonna be
Oh,
good
they're
love
gonna
Tammy.
be
friends.
I
good.
Well,
love
so
Tammy.
so we flew her out to come,
Right.
So for the week, she came out early so she could hang out with us a little bit earlier, and she's like, "Do you mind if our friends?" And I was like, "If they're friends of yours, they're friends of ours. We
Right.
as long as you can vouch for them, I don't care who you have in my house. Just make sure that you understand you're vouching for them, right?"
That's
But
how
as
we
soon
are.
as
Yep.
soon as we realized who it was, we're like, "Oh, no wonder. Obviously, we should know if they're friends of Tammy's that they'd be great people,
great
you know." And it just really, I mean, she's fantastic.
She
That's
is.
our-
there's
that's
so
our
many great people.
Right?
Yeah.
That is our.
Oh, yeah, that's
God.
my girl.
All
That's
of
my
them.
girl.
They
It's
are-
funny
Those
'cause
are our people.
Mhm.
We
through
go
and through.
everywhere, and we're pretty open with our lifestyle, and then we travel with Molly and Kevin
Mhm.
and Dennis, and so everybody already is seeing one woman holding two guys' hands
Right.
and looking at us like, "What's going
What's
on?
going on?
What's the situation?" So they'll
Everybody's
come up and
kissing
talk
at the
to
end of
us.
the night,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah.
So people will come up and talk to us and be like, "Well, what do you guys do? Who are you guys? What do you?"
Yeah.
Well, we run a podcast, Monogam-ish, and we'll tell them what's going on. And we the whole time, and we're like, and this is our vanilla friend, our vanilla voyeur. That's what we call her. Our vanilla voyeur,
'cause
Tammy.
Tammy,
Oh my
vanilla
God.
voyeur, yeah.
Oh my God! I told her, girl, you're the only person who comes here and looks at everybody, gets all turned on, and then just sits there.
I
And then,
know.
You know,
Yeah.
and
I
then
was all-
goes home and masturbates.
Yeah.
The whole trip she was
It's
here.
such a shame. She's gorgeous. She's absolutely.
she's
it's-
beautiful.
Yeah, but
Dude.
she's hilarious.
Oh.
And it's funny. So
We
when she went
offered
out
the
with you guys,
services a couple times.
Yeah.
You
no, she just likes to send videos. She likes the videos and pictures. But when she went out with you guys the other night and she
Yeah.
didn't come home, I texted her in the morning. I was like, just checking up on you, babe. And she goes, oh, yeah. And I started laughing after I read the text because I was like, Tammy's the one person that nobody stole her phone and was trying to pretend to be her. Like, she's not dead somewhere in an alley. Like, it's her. Because she's like, oh, yeah, I had a great time, haven't been to sleep. Didn't get any ass. I'm like, yep, that's Tammy.
dude, you know what? You know it's her.
We
You
were
just
at
know
the
it's
fu-
her.
We were at the fucking
know.
pool, and I was all, I seen her sitting there, and I was all right, girl. I know you need some dick.
Get up.
So
Get up.
Come on, like
Yeah.
I'm wingman
Hit
right
rounds.
now.
Hit
I'm
rounds.
wingman.
Wingman him.
I'm wingman right now. Let's fucking do this. And she's like,
Rounds.
well, I don't want to. No, fuck that shit. Come on.
She was going to wait till later. And I said, babe, you got to go before they're too drunk. Go there when they're
Right.
early, before they get drunk, and then take them out, and then come back and get another one. That's how that works. Let's walk through the game plan here.
Come on.
You get two or
I'll
three
wing
in
that
at
from another
least.
room.
Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
dude, I had
she's
this whole
just great
I had this
people.
whole game plan for her. Like, dude, we got her the biggest bottle. You
Mhm.
know, he's right there. He's already drinking vodka. Bring his ass back.
And
Like,
then
let's
she
come
found
on.
one guy. I don't know if you heard the story. She
Uh-uh.
found one guy, followed him, saw him going to the pool. She went to go walk, and I guess Molly or somebody was like, "Where are you going?" She turned around and lost him. And so she went in the
She
pool.
said,
She's trying to
"One
find him. She's looking for the
opportunity
shorts,
like
and she's like,
that."
"That was the one guy I wanted out of all of it," and she lost him.
Except for virtually every guy that worked there,
Oh yeah.
which
Oh,
she
yeah.
couldn't have
Oh,
because
yeah.
they were working.
Yeah.
But she would watch them walk by, and
Mhm.
she'd be like, "Oh my God, look at his green shorts!" And I'm like,
Mm.
"Yep, that's part of his uniform."
That's
Yeah. Yep, they're green. They're green.
Dude, part of his
They're all
uniform.
wearing
Dude,
green here. Yeah.
the guy that was helping us. Oh my god, dude was fucking. He looked like a model. He was ripped and everything. He was gay,
Mhm.
right? And
They
so,
usually are, yeah.
But yeah, and so Tammy's just like, oh my god, and I was
Mhm.
like, dude, you need to stop because he's gay. And
Yeah.
she's like, how do you know? And I go, dude. Because I know.
Because I
Tammy.
know.
Because I
Because
know.
I
Tam-
know.
You
Because
wanna
I'm
fuck-
not trying to sleep with him, so I can get the emotions out of it and physically see what's going on here.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you want to ask? You know,
Do
like,
you
do
wanna
you want to
ask
ask?
him?
You know, I was like, come on, dude, like, if you want him this much, like,
Yeah.
dude. And he's walking by. I'm like, Bryce, are you gay? And he was like, oh yeah. And like, I was like,
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, dude, so get your
Yeah.
ass up and go find some.
But
Yeah.
in her
God.
defense, it's getting harder and harder
It is.
nowadays.
It is.
Like,
it is getting very hard.
there's some men that we've met, and I'm like, wait, you're gay?
Mhm.
Oh, or you're bi even?
Yeah.
And it's really surprising. I'm really glad that now we're in a culture and we're trying to make it more accepting of men to come out as bi.
Yeah.
Because it's still very shunned upon. It's one of our most popular episodes that we've had on Monogam-ish. A guy actually came out on our show.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I bet that broke one of your cherries too.
Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
did.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And it was one of those situations where it was somebody that you would have never,
Never
like, if
guessed.
you've seen this guy on the street, big, burly guy, motorcycle rider, like, you would never guess in a million years. But he was so open with it and he was so comfortable, and you could just tell it was like a relief of, like,
Oh, cool.
I
Not
get to
having to
actually
pretend.
be me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we really appreciate when people come on the show and share their
Yeah.
stories and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the ups and downs of it.
Yeah.
Because
Oh yeah,
course.
there's been jealousy and for me especially just because I know what I have and I don't want to lose it.
right.
But I think for me, like I said, it's more about sometimes be careful what you ask for. Like if you say I want to know everything, be prepared because they should tell you everything.
Right.
But I think that it's key for me because I think in anything, not just the lifestyle, but anything in a relationship ever, it's the what ifs that will kill you. What
Yeah.
if I didn't do that? What if I did this? What if I didn't tell my wife I was going to go somewhere? What if I didn't tell my husband I was going to go do this?
Right.
And those will kill any friendship, relationship, family, doesn't matter. And so I think for me, we don't have, I get a little twinge of jealousy and then I'm like, it's kind of like, you get that feeling when you're going on a roller coaster and some people think it's fear and I think, oh, that's just excitement. For me, I kind of tell my mind, I don't need to be jealous. He's coming home to me. We've talked about this. We know what's going to happen. Yes, he's not going to be with me. And so now I just find things to keep myself occupied, keep my brain occupied really, because I'm a deep thinker. And then, like I said, afterwards, when I'm ready, we sit down and talk about it. And I realize I have no reasons to be jealous. It's really more, I think, my jealousy than his. I think he'd be really excited for, me to do more things. But I'm a control freak.
So I was just gonna ask. I was just gonna ask you: do you go out on dates without him?
I don't. And not that I think for me, I have to be extremely comfortable. So
yeah.
I'm not going to go on a date with somebody I don't know very well, right? We could be friends and hang out in groups and I can get to know you. And then from there, we'll see. But I'm not going to, like, he has his own profile on Cassidy that's just for him. I'm not going to have my own solo. I have my OnlyFans to kind of get all that shit out of my system if I want to. And I think for me, it's a comfort level, we are the lesser sex and there are, not that I've heard of it happening frequently, but there's times where, a guy could get extremely excited about something and I can't stop him. And, it's a little scary.
Oh,
But it would be like that if I was single. It was like that when I was single too. So it's not
Right.
it's nothing to do with the lifestyle. It's just for me it's a comfort level. And I think I'm a dom by heart. I'm a switch with him because he's the only person that will ever dominate me, but I get that kind of control that way instead. And so I have my pets and I get to tell them what to do and it's great.
Whip
and,
them into
Whip
whip them into
Yeah.
shape, huh?
Yeah.
She ain't hit me with that goddamn thing.
But yeah, it's really more of it's just a control thing. It's just comfort level for me. It's the same reason I don't drink a lot. I don't smoke weed or
weed,
anything is because
the
it's a
party
control.
favors here in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm just not a big partaker because I'm the caretaker. You see me. I'm
Right.
I'm the one that makes sure everybody has what they want, is taken care of. Everybody's good. If something goes wrong, no one has to worry because I'll manage it. And I think people feel comfortable knowing that there's somebody that's. I'm always a DD.
Right. Plus,
so
these parties are a lot of work. The
They are.
towels
Oh
and
my
the
gosh.
food and the drinks everywhere. And
I
then
think-
Decorations.
I think
and-
each party takes me. The Memorial Day party was slightly different. It's the first super large party we've thrown at that house. And I was having some issues getting some stuff done around the house, like some yard work and things like that I needed done at the last minute. And trying to understand, like, we have really bad winds here and, I have shade sails and umbrellas and all that shit that can go up depending on the weather. And
Safety
so,
is obviously priority too.
Yeah.
Umbrella falling on
Oh,
somebody.
yeah.
and
blowing up.
so that party probably took me, I'd say, a solid 2 weeks to get fully ready with, between shopping and coordination and understanding who was coming and knowing how much food to buy. And
Well, the last party we had was Memorial Day last year, which was at the other house.
Oh,
which
wow.
I'm sure you've seen pictures
Yeah.
because Kim
Yeah.
and Brian. No, Kim and Brian weren't there, but
Kim and Brian weren't there, but Michelle and all of them were, all of them were still there. We do the party every year, actually. They're Memorial Day or Labor Day is at our house in Vegas. We do 1 day party. And we talked about maybe extending it a little bit farther for smaller groups of people, but I couldn't handle another 40, 50 people in my house 2 or 3 days in a row.
right.
Right.
1 day's good. I always joke about, we'll just if we put mattress covers on the mattresses so we can wash everything so there's no wet spots. But people could always crash over. We'll do champagne brunch and stuff in the morning, and they can hang out by the pool, and that's cool. If it's nice and chill and I don't have to work, then it's
Right.
much better. But I do love doing our events. But like even for that party, I had a food list because Mickey wanted to cook because we had that beautiful outdoor kitchen,
Oh yeah.
and we were going to cater. And so I said, okay, we'll cook. So I picked something that was very little prep, right?
Mhm.
Didn't take a long. And then for the first time ever, and it went really well, I actually started delegating work. Normally I do everything myself because I'm
like,
I'm a
"Hey,
control
you-
freak, right? I'm a
Yeah.
project
Don't be
manager,
afraid
but
to ask
yeah.
somebody to
Yeah.
help you out.
And
Hey,
so,
would you mind picking this up?
we
Can you help
had
me?
we
I
had
love
6
it.
people staying with us,
Uh-huh.
and so each day I was like, okay, today I need you to do this. Okay, help me do this. Okay, help me do that. And people are coming over, because as we were getting into town, they're coming over to say hi and visit. And what I realized for me works is the stuff that has to be done my way, I do. Everything else I could delegate. So I was like, okay, I need you to, I want the pineapple cut this way to hold the salsa, but how you core it, I don't care. Cut the watermelon, I don't care. But as long as it's done, and then I
Right.
could just walk away from that and let it go. And normally I don't. So I'm getting better about some of that. But yeah, that was a great one. Next time now, of course, it'll take me a day, and outside of the food stuff, it'll be
Mhm.
pretty easy. But
And of course, you're welcome.
always, always, always. So
Well, I'm so grateful that you shared your story with us, that you
I know.
came, and definitely plug. So you guys do your events and the
Yes.
DJ.
Yeah, please.
yeah,
Yep,
so we
right.
have DJ Illis Rich. He's a lifestyle DJ. He is the AVN music director. He's also the official AVN DJ. So he
Okay.
does the award show. And some of the more private events, he does that. We do a lot of travel with Club LLV, which is Luxury Lifestyle Vacations. We find out of some of the clubs that travel there, they pick fantastic hotels. They're upscale. They're a little
Wonderful.
pricey, but it's worth it.
Your team is
they-
amazing.
You
yeah.
get what you pay for.
Yes,
You do,
and the good
absolutely.
thing is they tend to do the same trips every year. So it's like you're already going to places that people have been, and so you're hearing all the, it's not like we're going to a new place and you're like, oh, well, no one's been there. We don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money to go.
Got it.
They're going on the same types of cruises. They're going to the same cities. You have the same population of people that tend to
And it's
go to
usually
those
the
events.
same people, so you kind of get to know
Yeah,
everybody
so like
too,
we're
which
like,
is
oh, we're
really
going to
nice.
see you next year.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
not like you go
nice.
someplace you're like, I'm never going to see these people again, which may be a good thing.
Could be a
But
good
for the
thing.
most part, if you want to see them again, they're probably going to be at the same events again, which is always good. So Club LLV is fantastic. Playhouse LV in Vegas is a great club. They do fantastic events. They're actually expanding. So they're
Holy
bringing
shit.
more and more stuff coming in. I believe I won't say too much because I don't know exactly how much they're letting
Mhm.
out, but they're definitely growing. They're fantastic people. There's some fantastic clubs here, bars that are run by people that are in the lifestyle, so they're always great to show up to. We have a Cassidy profile. It's socially explicit. So if anybody's not
follow.
sure and they're coming to Vegas, hit us up. We'll let you know what kind of stuff is going on or some places that you want to go.
Or get the invite to our events, which
Yeah,
can start being more frequent, hopefully.
Yeah, we're trying to change some of the living arrangements so that we're actually not staying in the house. And the house is just for parties.
Oh.
Because that would just be easier for me. We have dogs.
Not even
Right.
necessarily just lifestyle events. What we're looking to do
Yeah,
with
we
part
rent
of
it
the
out for-
business, we're going to rent it out. It'll
Mhm.
basically be almost
Super
like
Bowl parties
Super
or
Bowl parties,
Yes.
birthday
You know.
bashes. Because I
Yeah.
mean, you see the
It's Airbnb.
backyard.
Airbnb,
for
and that's the
bachelor
thing.
party,
we
whatever.
have boats and jet skis, and we've got a whole fleet of boats, and we have boat captains and all that kind of stuff. So there's
We're really
know-
making this work. It's just everything takes time. It takes time.
yeah,
Mhm.
and it's about if you want to come in and just go to a party and not have to worry about cleaning up or anything like that, you come in, pay a flat fee, you have the whole house to yourself, the
But-
pool and all, you party, and you go home, and
yeah.
we take care of the rest.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. But yeah, so socially explicit on Cassidy. If you want just him, his name is John Doe.
I love it.
We
John
will
Doe.
meet. So, but yeah, so we.
Women are welcome. All the women.
Not all of them.
That's one thing I was going to tell you. That's one thing I think that we have a hard time in the lifestyle with is I think for me it was a surprise that there aren't more bisexual women.
You know what? It's weird. We talk about it, and it's like they play like they are
They're-
like, hey, oh yeah, oh, and then when shit
Yeah.
goes to go, they're all okay.
Yeah,
And just
they're not
you
even
know,
bi-curious.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
No.
And that,
yeah.
for us, that's a real turnoff too. Because
know.
if we're playing together with somebody else, it's just weird. If I'm going to sleep with just you, then I'm going to sleep with just you. But we're all involved. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
It's an all thing.
Yeah.
And
circle
it's-
jerk for
it's
sure. It has to
hard,
be.
too,
Everybody having a good
because
time.
Sometimes the couples aren't I don't want to say highly proportionate, but basically sometimes you get one spouse that's not. And I don't know if you find this, but I find that a lot of times the women take great care of themselves, the men not so much.
Oh,
Mm.
Not you,
And-
sir. Not
Not
you,
you.
sir.
But and just so that people out there know, just because he walks up and kisses your wife or your wife is making out with him does not give you a free pass to me. right? It's
Right.
all about
Ri-
respect
right.
and
Yes.
and approval.
Yes.
I mean, I've had
I'm
that
not a handsy
happen.
person, though. And
Well, he is when he drinks. He was at first. He would, because he's having a good time, and
Right.
so occasionally, like he loves older women. That's why he married me. And so I remember one particular incident, and I felt kind of bad afterwards. But there was this gorgeous older lady, and she's probably 20 years older than me, right? We're at a club. He's having a good time. Everybody's having a good time. She walks by, grabs him. They kiss, and the next thing I know is I feel a shoulder on my hand, and I look up, and I'm like, you look literally not just the age of my grandfather, but just like my grandfather. And I was like,
Oh no.
yeah. And he's like winking at me and stuff. And I'm like, dude, he's drunk. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean that,
just
and
because
so,
I kiss you doesn't mean I want to fuck either.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
It's just
not sometimes. There has been a frequent
Mhm.
amount of times, especially lately, I feel like this year, where I'm like, oh my God, she's so hot. And then a guy walks up and I'm like,
no,
no way.
not taking
That
off the
is
team.
not her husband.
No
Mhm.
way.
There
that
is
is- I
no
know.
way.
I know.
And Kenji will outright call him out. He'll be like, damn, if you haven't married her, you better do it quick because
Right.
you're never getting this
Never
lucky
again.
again.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
how
right.
did
It's
you
yeah.
get with this
surprising
chick?
because
weird.
we like to
Dude.
people watch, so we sit there and go, okay, is the wife pushing the lifestyle because she's not satisfied with what she has at home and she's trying to make up for it somewhere
Right.
else? A
Mhm.
lot of times it's the men, I think, that kind of get the women into the lifestyle. Only because for us, it's probably a little, well, maybe not us necessarily, but for some women, I'm sure it's a little less comfortable to just say, hey, I want to go fuck other people,
Yeah.
especially in a relationship with a guy, because we
Right.
don't want to look like we're whores. We don't want to, think that it's weird. And a
Or-
lot of us, I know. Well, we grew up, some of us grew up very conservative. And so it's
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of scandalous.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think that was a big shock for me. Was I love women. Women are beautiful. Women are gorgeous, and a lot of men are
Preach.
gorgeous, and even when they're not super attractive, they have great personalities, and you always say that well, at least they're funny, but it's true. As long as they have a good personality, if you've seen what I dated before him, you'd understand looks really isn't an issue for me.
Mhm.
Right.
But it's really disappointing that we love women. We love women.
Right.
And it's hard to find that. And the unicorns truly are unicorns. And it's unfortunate because sometimes I think it goes to their head. And a lot of the unicorns are not bisexual either. And so it's like, the next thing we have to do is, I don't want to hire an escort or something like that. We shouldn't have to.
What I started
know?
realizing
Thank
too,
you.
though, is when I did the singles profile on Cassidy, is I started noting there was a large amount of single women or unicorns that wanted to do, what is it, pegging, or
Mm-hmm.
where they're
Mhm.
right? Is that the right term?
Yeah.
Where they're basically doing something to a man, and that's not where I'm going with that. So
Yeah.
it just
That's
it just
getting
seems
huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
really. I've seen that blow up a lot. Like
Yeah,
I
that
get hit up
kink-
all the time, and I'm like, that
Mhm.
is no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, but that kink. We've even met people here in Vegas, and for the younger generation,
Younger generation.
Mhm.
of females that, yeah, she sat there and she's like, oh, last time I came to Vegas, I got drunk. I ended up going to my ex-girlfriend's hotel room and woke up and thought, oh, fuck, what did I just do? And realized I pegged her all night. And I was like, okay, then. Good
You
for
know?
you.
Yeah.
Like,
And she's all, hey, do you want to do it? And I'm all, no.
I
Yeah.
know.
I'm
That's
good
a
with
hard
that.
no. That's a
Yeah.
hard
Thanks,
I'm good with
but
that.
no,
And it's
thanks.
funny when
Thank you.
guys joke around with him. I'm like, no, I'm telling you right now, that's a hard no.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just a hard no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially in the dom lifestyle, that's very big because it's a
Mhm.
control thing.
It
For
is.
women, it's a control thing to be able to control the man in that situation
Mhm.
because they're truly at your mercy, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And so I think in a way that's very empowering for women, and that's why
Mhm.
women like it. And I think for men, I think it's an opportunity that because they're with a woman, maybe they don't have the fear of homosexuality or something in their head or bisexuality. I think for them it's just a natural sexual act because they're with a woman most times, that it takes away from the scandal and
masculinity of
yeah,
it.
Well,
it
yeah,
doesn't make
yeah.
them feel like, oh, now that means I'm gay.
Mhm.
Right.
I mean, it
Mhm.
is just a pleasure. It is pleasure,
Right.
and that's why. I mean,
To each his own.
And
To each his own.
what's so funny is I could see, dominant personality
Mm-hmm.
and shit. So a lot of like women who like to peg, they go for like dominant personality
Mhm.
guys, and they're like,
They go for the alpha males.
the alpha males, like because they
Because
want
it's control.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the control.
It
And I'm
is.
like,
It is.
I'm too alpha for that shit.
Yeah.
You better move on with that.
This
bullshit.
lion roars.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
It's like
There's
you're-
other ways to control a person.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think
Yeah.
it's I think it's great for anybody who wants to try it. I think again, if you try it once, if you don't like it, don't do it again.
That's right.
Right.
I mean, it's an experience. You learn something. It's
I wasn't even up to trying it. So
no,
I'm
I'm
good.
not saying you have to.
Right.
But I'm saying, but if you're interested in it, I'm saying, try it once. try it on
That's
yourself.
the beauty of art.
Do you that? I'm sorry. Do you do that?
Um,
Is that like part of your dom thing?
It's not a hard no.
Mhm.
It's not something I seek out. If
Okay.
I truly had, and I call my people pets. If
Mhm.
I have a pet that wants it, if it's a woman, absolutely, because I enjoy it on myself. But I think that for me, that's a pretty intimate thing to do with the guy. And so it's and it does require a lot of prep. I mean,
It
you
does.
guys wouldn't know this, but it takes a lot of prep
It
to be
takes a
prepared
lot of
for
prep.
for that.
Mhm.
And so it would be something where, you know, I'm the kind of person where I'm like, before we even start, you need to eat a sandwich, you need to have some water, we're gonna take breaks. Like it's on a time limit. Like because it's a very intimate thing, but dominating somebody it's tiring for me. It's physically draining. Imagine the person that's, whatever it is that we're doing, whatever they want to play. It can be pretty hard. And so I think something like that requires a lot of time and prep and mental
it's-
prep.
So much prep.
I'm sure
Yes.
emotionally draining
Yeah,
as well.
I would
you know?
never peg anybody who's never been pegged before. Never, not a chance in hell.
She's like, I'm
Not
So you're
a
not
chance.
breaking that shit.
You're not breaking that shit.
No, because,
Right.
because again, it's very intimate, and
Right.
and for me, honestly, people think a dom is somebody who comes in and just controls the situation and they do what I say, but the truth is, it's really the opposite in that situation,
Mhm.
right? My job is to take care of the person and give them what they need and what they want, even if it means that I'm controlling them. I'm still doing what they want. I'm really
Right.
catering to them.
Right.
Right? I'm not doing anything to them that they don't want, right? And ultimately, I'm more like a sex therapist. I'm using sex to help them get over something, whether it's an issue with the parents or family or something like that. So,
And I talk about it frequently. How dildos just aren't the same as a
Nope.
dick.
Mm-mm.
Like
Not at
they
all.
don't
They don't.
mold the
Mm-mm.
same. So a lot of times the shape, the size, everything can matter in that situation. It's so funny though when we were talking prep. So while we were here on this trip, Mr. Fullwood goes, "Oh, it's it's a holiday, and every time it's a
Ooh.
holiday, I get anal." And but he'll try to be like, it's National Pizza Day, and
Yeah.
that's a
Taco
holiday.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Taco
like-
Tuesday's in national.
if it has an official day,
right?
if it ends in Y.
It's Monday's
It's
the
a
beginning of the
holiday.
week. I get ass.
So I'm prepping and I have a butt plug in and I wear it around here upstairs. Everything's good. I'm like, okay, this is a good one. I'll leave it in. We're going to go walk around for a while. We're going to go do our thing. Well, we go downstairs and one thing I didn't try with the butt plug was sitting down.
Oh, you haven't done that.
Well,
It's
Well,
fun.
no,
It takes a
like,
little.
no,
with
up
this
here, but like
Oh,
particular
that
this
one.
kind.
Okay.
So I sat down there while we're waiting for some friends. And then I realized, because I sat down, it kind of opened up a little and it's sliding. So I stood up
Don't tell me it popped out.
and I'm like,
It either goes out or in. It's only
Yeah.
got two directions to go.
It doesn't
Down
stay
in the lobby.
halfway in.
Down
We're
in the
No
lobby.
of the
shit.
Cosmopolitan. We
Shot
stand up
that
from
shit
the
out.
library from the lobby bar. And the guys are like, "Oh, the car's here." So they take off. And I stand up and I'm like, "Oh, no matter what amount of clenching that I do,
This
thing
is
is
gone.
coming
This
out."
is gone.
And so
Because you could feel it. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's moving.
right. So I immediately go, "Molly, get over here now." And I'm like, "Cover me, block me." I back up to where there's a column behind me. I reach up my skirt. I grab my fucking butt plug.
Classic. This is classic.
And I run out of the fucking lobby of the hotel, and I'm like, "Babe, I don't even have a bag. I don't have
Yes.
a purse, anything."
She's
I'm like,
walking around with a
she's all-
fucking
she's
butt
all-
plug.
Yeah, yeah. She's all, babe, I'm all, what the fuck just happened?
Why did this
Yeah.
just happen
You
down
can
here?
usually tell the girls when they get there because they're like this when they sit down.
right.
And it's not because they're
Gotta
prissy.
be- Yeah,
You got to keep your butt
Yep,
clenched a
yep.
certain way.
you
I-
gotta
I
keep
wouldn't know
your butt
anything about that.
clenched a certain way. And so, needless to say,
Yeah.
that's our funny prep story. of
That is,
this.
yeah.
That is hilarious. And
Yeah.
it was a holiday, so did you get
I
some
know.
ass or no?
No, not yet.
Don't bring it
It's
He doesn't
okay.
want to talk about it
It's
right
okay. Damn it.
There's another holiday
we'll,
coming.
We'll talk about it later. I know. Tomorrow's National
Well-
Canadian Flag Day.
Canadian Flag Day. It's Octopus Day. You're like, what does that even mean? I don't know. We're doing it though.
That means I want 8 hands. That's what it means.
That's
oh, wait.
what 8
Yeah.
hands.
Oh,
Love
my
it.
goodness.
I love it.
Well, you guys, again, thank you so
Of
much.
course. No,
for
thank
coming
you.
on here.
Thanks for
sharing
coming.
I know.
Thanks for
My
coming to
people.
the party.
And
Thanks for
appreciate
being
you
our
being here.
friends.
Happy
you.
birthday.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
And happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Geminis.
Right.
My
You
people.
poor thing.
We're
My
the
people.
realists.
My
We're there.
people.
We're there.
Aye.
Drew,
Every-
thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
yeah,
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was such a fucking pleasure meeting you
Yes,
guys.
we have
like,
to do this
out
again.
of this fucking world.
Absolutely.
Out of this world.
Love to see about
Yeah.
a follow up once we start. Obviously we've been here in Vegas only 2 years. Half of that was COVID, so now we're starting to branch out. I'm hoping to you guys speak to us maybe the next year to see how much has changed and how much further we are with this, and
Oh,
how we
yeah.
can all grow
Well,
together,
and-
basically.
and
Yeah.
Put you guys on another road trip and maybe just come
Yeah.
do a big podcast for the whole event or
Oh,
something.
absolutely.
Yeah, but now we know people here, because we always just came, just us, just like,
Yeah.
and
And
then
then
we
I'll
floated
get,
around and shit.
I
So
think it'd be great
fuck,
to-
yeah.
I think it'd be great to try to introduce them to some of the people that
Yeah,
maybe
I'll
play
get
house and
I'll
Rich and
get
them as
you
well.
in contact with Rich and Maya as well. So
perfect.
DJ Illis Rich.
Okay.
So you can actually talk to somebody who works the lifestyle, not
Oh,
because
nice.
That'd be
that
perfect. I've been doing
situation
for
is slightly
years.
different, right? They go to those events, but they can't really play with people because they work. And so, but they meet a ton of people. They're in a lot of different situations. They can definitely tell you some funny stories.
Well, I
it'd
think
be great to have them on here
Yeah,
too as
absolutely,
well.
yeah.
He's in California, so they're basically doing a lifestyle event, if not every week, every other week for
Yeah,
sure.
I think right now he's in Houston doing. He's opening for Tone Loc.
Oh yeah.
At a
oh
lifestyle
yeah,
event in
yeah,
Houston.
The one in through Cassidy.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
And then, like I said, we're doing Cabo
Pulse
in
there's-
October.
Is it Impulse in
Impulse, which is
LA, right?
So we've got a bunch of friends that are DJs. And so we usually meet them obviously when we're traveling with Rich.
Mhm.
And so there's a bunch of different clubs that are opening in Arizona. There's more clubs that are trying to open here. They're trying to, upscale some stuff here. There's a
Okay.
lot of secret clubs here because you do get busted by the
Yes.
county and
Gotta
stuff.
keep
and-
it
Yes,
on- you
that's
gotta-
what yeah.
A lot of people come to your party, and if you kick a single guy out, what is he going to do?
Yeah.
He's going to have remorse or,
Fucking
feel
dirtball.
really bad
Mhm.
about or
That's one of the reasons that most of our parties are people that we know. We spread the word without using something like Cassidy because obviously anybody can create a profile.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If I'm law
Mhm.
enforcement, I can spend $130 for a year for membership and just scroll through the parties and find out where everything is at. And, a lot of our friends do they're very strict about the population simply because of that,
Mhm.
because they want to make sure they're not getting in trouble for anything and that all is well and everybody has a good time.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's really the key. But yeah,
So, yeah.
we'll get you in contact with some other people as well. And like I said, the next time you guys want to come out, or we're planning one big party in LA. We haven't picked a date yet. We're trying to nail down the venue. It'll be a huge warehouse party.
Right.
And kind of taking it old school, back to the old school days.
Fucking-
And we
Right.
exchange
Is-
information,
is-
so we're going to be
Yeah.
more in
Yeah.
contact
Yeah,
that way
definitely.
EDM, are we raving and shit
Yeah.
too?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
too. Right? Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it'll be a lot of fun, but we'll let you guys know about that one as well. And then
Thank you for what you guys are doing, by
Yeah,
the way,
definitely.
too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Getting it out
Absolutely.
there, spreading the
Thank
word is
you.
awesome.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
and just making everybody realize how big the community is. Like you said, new clubs and bars are popping up everywhere. I'm shocked Vegas doesn't have a 24-hour lifestyle resort or club or
they
something
do,
like that.
but it's
But
probably going to be somebody's house.
Right.
Understand that too,
Mhm.
though, because you're battling with these strip clubs, and they have a big foot in the community. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
And they have a lot to say. So at the same time, if you have you have an
Yeah.
all
If
night
they
club,
can't sell sex there with alcohol, then God forbid we can't
Oh my God.
give
Right.
sex away
I-
with
I-
alcohol.
I tell everybody, don't go to the strip club in Vegas.
Mhm.
I
We
know.
we went last time. We went to 2 strip clubs the last time, and we were there probably 4 hours, between the two, and we saw one bra taken off.
Right. That
Oh,
was during
God.
COVID.
Oh, I was
though,
gonna say during
too.
COVID, that's
no,
why.
forget
So
about it. Yeah.
It doesn't fucking
Oh,
matter.
honey,
It was.
honey.
I
It
was
was
all,
terrible.
oh God.
You need to come back with us
Oh God.
because trust me, what happens is all of the girls end up gravitating to our table, and we actually have other tables join us because they can't get the girls to their table because they're with us.
Oh, well,
So yeah,
Well,
it's
I
pretty
can see-
entertaining.
well, I
Yeah.
can see why. I can see why.
No, it's you.
But-
It's you. It's you. Not
But
me.
I'm
It's you.
pretty honest too. Like I usually, if girls will sit down and no one's really talking to them, I'll ask them, "Is anybody interested in a lap dance?" If everybody says no, I say, "Look, I appreciate you and you're beautiful and I appreciate your hustle, but you're not going to make it here.
Mhm.
So
Not
go
gonna
hustle
make it
somewhere else
here.
because we don't want to waste your time or your money. You're here to make money. This
Yeah.
is your job,
Yeah.
Right.
and they're all contractors here. They're not employees. So
yeah, we were going, oh my God,
Yeah.
contract law here is stupid.
Crazy.
yeah, well, it's the easiest
Stupid.
way for the businesses
Yes.
to get away with stuff, and so but we try to make sure that whoever's in our environment is somebody who wants to be in our environment, and we're
Mhm.
not for everybody, and everybody's not for us,
Mhm.
Right.
But
And we don't just have lifestyle friends either. I mean, we,
Oh,
we
yeah, God,
associate
no.
with everyone.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
I do like to have
I
our
know.
clothes off,
our
but hey,
lifestyle business partners aren't in the lifestyle.
Oh,
Interesting.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
That's
to each his own. Remember,
Yeah.
to each his own.
yeah,
right.
yeah,
It's
to
not
each
for
their own.
everybody.
It's
Yeah.
not.
not.
And the
Yeah.
truth is, they don't care because there is money to be made if you do it
Mhm.
right, if you cater to your population. And then because it's fun. It's just a lot of great fucking people. It really is.
You don't have to fuck to have a good time. You know what I mean? It's the
know.
fact
well,
that
I
you're
don't
not
know
going to
about
a
you,
club.
but when I
and
fuck, I have a good time.
what are you
Yeah.
looking at my girl for? Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm
So
down,
weird,
big guy.
right?
Like,
Yeah,
what?
it's
She's pretty. She shouldn't have came outside if you didn't want anybody to fucking look at her.
Or like, like if she's not, anybody's not looking at her, like, why are you going to be with her?
yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, then you messed up.
Yeah, then you
Right.
messed up, bro.
And
Cause
Shrek,
yeah.
keep your wife at home, and but no, it's
Right.
it's just a great group of people, and we know a lot of fantastic people. We've met amazing people. We'll continue to meet amazing people.
Yeah, you.
And the older we get, the less we give a fuck what anybody else thinks, because we're having a good time. We're paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Right.
if somebody wants to be a sugar daddy and pay for my shit, they might be able to give me a few rules, but for the most part, forget it.
Maybe a few. One
Yeah.
or two.
You know,
Right.
so yeah, we just have a great time. We love that you guys do this. We definitely think it's fantastic, and maybe we can talk more business stuff, because as you know, we have our hands in everything. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
if there's ways that we
Mhm.
can always work together on other stuff, by all
Absolutely.
means,
And you're a pleasure to look at too. So
Yeah.
that's not hard to work with someone that looks good.
Hey,
Right.
hey, right back at
I
you.
had to try the whole one piece outfit to just to
fucking
even
love
get close to you.
Oh,
Like
my
it was
God. Oh, this is two-piece. This is not a
well,
onesie.
well, I know,
It's not a
but I'm
onesie.
talking about the mono
Oh, I know.
look. I had to
Yes.
get the mono
love it.
look. So.
I love it. I know. I get all these people down here are like,
Mhm.
okay, I like your suit.
Mhm.
I'm all, fuck yeah, it's
Yeah.
summer, baby.
Because I
That's
look
right.
good. That's why.
Summer,
Yeah.
baby.
I know this.
God.
Yes. Yeah.
No,
so,
but it's like the bright colors and just the dude. It's the energy
yeah.
that all this shit gives
Burlap
off.
sack wouldn't matter.
Right.
for her,
Right.
Yeah, for you.
And
like,
again,
you know.
like I said, most times people are just like, I'm wearing clothes. That's all I can
Right.
say.
Facts.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be lucky if you weren't wearing clothes.
Yeah, that's true. We all would be. True.
So
Dude,
that's
yeah,
usually the
yeah.
preference, but we're working, so
Right.
I guess I'll behave a little bit.
Well,
guess.
Again, thank you
Whatever.
guys for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Ishes, check us out. Go on YouTube, iHeartRadio, iTunes, like and subscribe.
Mm.
It's been exploding. We've had just
Yeah.
incredible
Numbers.
luck coming
Yeah.
back from COVID and starting
Mhm.
back up the new season.
Congratulations.
So,
And
thank you
talk-
guys for all the
Hey,
support.
Thanks
Of
for letting
course.
us break your on the road travel cherry
Yes,
with the show.
absolutely.
Appreciate
Love
it.
you, my brother.
You
Love
know
you
what? I
guys.
love you guys.
Thank
Love
you
you.
so much.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hell yeah.